What's up, everybody? XRP not doing really anything along with the rest of the market. It's kind of down, but flat, just kind of hanging out. So I'm gonna need to see some structure in the waves to kind of make an assessment of where we're going. I think ultimately the direction will be to the upside. So anyways, I'm kind of looking at this as an ABC here, or even like a WXY. I'm looking at this as a wave one. So right there. And I'm looking at this as a wave two. And I'm looking at this as, I'm not sure, maybe a 1-2 down here. And then we can get going for that third wave. That's kind of the bullish way to look at it. It is the bullish way to look at it. Now, the bearish way to look at it is that this is some type of B wave here. And now we're going to come down for C. And this is going to be an elongated one. Maybe kind of like, a 2 down here. Kind of like a rounded bottom, if you will. Kind of create a base down here. Make everyone kind of guess what's going on. So both of those ideas are both bullish, but short term, it could be a little bit kind of bearish. And that means coming all the way back down to potentially below $3. So psychologically, the where the market is right now psychologically is not that good, which is actually good, right? So people are not overly bullish. They're just kind of like, they're not so sure, because, putting XRP aside, right? If you look at the rest of the altcoin market, it's kind of like, like for example, you look at SHIB here. Just take a Shibu Inu coin and you zoom out and you can see we basically have just been going down, for a long time, right? Starting all the way back in December, which actually is not that far away. It's not that long away. So, but yeah, December, January, pretty much the last 2 months, we're just going down and sort of meandering down. So it's kind of depressing for the rest of the market, compared to XRP, for example. But so yeah, that's kind of the market in a nutshell. It's kind of just a little bit sad, a little bit worried, a little bit impatient, and just kind of not completely on board with the bullish thesis, which is a good thing, that's what you want, because if everybody was agreeing that it was bullish, that wouldn't be good. And it's nice to see XRP above $3 and the market feel this specific way, right? So again, I'm still looking at this as, 3 down, 3 up, and then we have 5 down. So we have a 3-wave move there, and then we have a 1-2, 1-2. And then this is part of the third wave, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go up and get 5. And what that would be, here, let me actually throw on some real annotations, because I always use my pen here. So essentially what we would have is a 1, 2, all of that's 3, 4, and then 5. This here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we'll change that degree. We'll do it right there. And then we're going to take this right here. So we got a W, X, Y. All right, and that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. And then we can fill in the blanks here. So that would be a 1 and a 2. And then all of this should be a 3 and a 4 and then a 5. So that's kind of the way we're looking at it here. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at this as, we're flagging out, right? So here's the other idea. This right here could have been the fifth wave. Unfortunately, what that means is, and nobody's talking about that, by the way. Nobody's even thinking about it. And it's kind of doing you a disservice. So I'm going to tell you the truth here. And this could be the fifth. So of the third, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's not that, right? What it could be, right? I'm not saying it is, but what it could be is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this wave right here was the fifth, and the fifth was actually truncated. So we do have 5 waves there, right? And because of the liquidation, I think with Melania Trump and Trump, all that stuff, it kind of created this weird price structure in the market across the board, which makes it hard for people like me to sort of assess it, right? Because it was kind of like a big curveball. Not only did we get Trump inauguration, but we also had the 2 meme coin drops, and then you had all this volatility, and it kind of confused everybody, right? So we could have ourselves a fifth wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And the fifth here is truncated. So if that's the case, then we have to look at this as the beginning of some kind of A, some kind of B, and then some kind of C, like so this would be wave 3, and then we would come down for a wave 4, and then we would shoot up later on for a wave 5. So we just have to be aware of that, right? So that's why it's going to be tricky, because is this a fifth wave, or is this a fourth, and is this a wave 1 of 5? I don't know. So we got point A, point B, and you're right here in point C. You're in the middle of the retracement levels. You're sort of right in the middle there. Let's see where we are on the fib levels here. We are we're just under the 618. So we're basically in the golden zone between the 50 and the 618. So I'd like to see us hold that, and continue higher, to put it mildly. But again, if this is the fifth, then this could be an A, this could be a B, and this could be a C, right? We could get like an ABC. And then it could actually get more complex. It could be something like this and then go, right? So it could be a bigger ABC, right? That would be correcting this wave 4. But wave 4 should be in the same degree as this wave 2. So if that's a 1, right? And the wave 4 hasn't started yet. So let's see. Let's do this. Let me take a price range from the top of here, or a date range. That's going to be about 4 days. Okay. So if that's the case, and then let's say this was a truncated fifth, and then I take it from here and I go out 4 days, 4 days and 16 hours to be exact, that's going to put us this Saturday, right? Yeah, this coming Saturday. So not too far away, right? Not too far away. So again, if this is 1 and 2, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a truncated fifth, then we should see like an ABC that equals the same amount of time as this wave 2. So this would be a wave 4. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, nope. 3 would be right here. and then you would come down and get 4, and then you would shoot up and get wave 5. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Now, here's the thing. If this is not a 5th wave, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're still going to go up for a 5th, then we need to hurry up, because if you look how long this took here, right, it only took about less than, what, 2 days or so? Like a day and a half here, right, for that wave 2. And this wave 4 is, it's okay if wave 4s take a little longer. This wave 4 took about 3 days. So a little bit more than twice the amount of time as this wave 2. All right. So yeah, let's see if that works. So yeah, it's not really helpful right now as to where we are on the smaller time frame. So if we zoom in, it's just kind of, we're flatlined here, and it looks bearish to me. It looks like it needs to come down. You could see, we came here, we had a spike. So this looks kind of like an A, right? And then we came up, we popped the high. It was a shallow pop, right? So that could be like a B. And now we're kind of getting ready to come on down for a C. So we could get aggressive here soon. Just to be careful, Other than that, I would have loved to see a 5-wave move, because I only have 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, I guess you could say 4 and then 5. Technically, you can say that, right? So if that was the case, then you still want to come down, but without breaking this low here, right? And then it always can come back up, and then you have yourself a 3-wave move, right? So it could be an A, a B, and then another C wave later on, like a flat structure here. And then you have a 1 and a big giant flat for a 2, and then you go. So there's different ways it can happen. So the rest of the market looks like trash. I mean, it's just like, if you look at Jupiter here, it still looks okay. We're right back down to the backtest level. So we shot all the way up and we came all the way back down. Just annihilation. So, let's see if we can hold support in here and make a higher low and build upon that. Let's keep moving here. Algo. So algo looks like A, B, and then like a C. So it could come back down here. If we look closer, you can kind of see. So this right here, just kind of, you can see all that weird structure. Again, that was the inauguration. That was the Trump coin, the Melania coin. They just kind of put a wrench in the market, and it's just kind of made it kind of challenging, So, but nonetheless, like, look at this. It's organic wave structure. This just looks like somebody sat on the computer and pushed a bunch of buttons there. So, but yeah, I'm looking at it as some kind of 3-wave move here, right? So you have this move down, you have this move up, and then you probably have another move down. So some type of ABC. We could actually come all the way back down here to around 37, 38, 39 cents before hopefully continuing higher. So you would have like, a 1-2, 1-2 setup. So still bullish, it's just going to take more time to get through all of this corrections. Same thing with ADA, although ADA looks a little bit different. I mean, it looks like we're just kind of flagging out in here, but I don't like the way the flag looks. It looks kind of like we're kind of bottlenecking in here, so I'm just not sure right now, but yeah, it's very challenging wave structure here. You know, again, look at that. That just looks like what the hell is that? You know. So we need at least several days to pass to kind of get things back to normal. And then like just in a week from now, you're gonna have Fed Powell speak, which is probably gonna make even more shenanigans. And then it's also gonna um, you know, could rattle the market because now that Trump's president, you know, the Fed changed their tunes. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna cut, things are gonna be good, you know, blah blah blah. And then now Trump, once they figured out he was gonna be president, oh now we're gonna just hold, you know, we might you know, we might not go cut anymore, you know. So it's all political. So let's zoom in a little bit more then. Yeah, the scariest thing could be like a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then we're about to just dump, right? That would be the nerve-wracking thing. But what I do like is you have a low, you have another low, and let's see if we can hold another low here. That'll confirm like kind of like a triple bottom in here, right? Maybe some kind of move back to the upside. And you know, kind of create a base in here. So that would be a structure that I would like to see. So yeah, that's ADA, nothing exciting, you know. So I had much higher hopes for the fractal here. Like I said a couple days ago, if it's gonna do it, it needs to hurry up and do it quickly. And we can see it still is not the case. So I'm wondering if, for example, if we look at this fractal here, here we go. You can kind of see, right? You know, look at it a little bit differently, which is, you know, you got 3 and then back down. You got 3 and then back down. You come up and you hit the high. You come up, hit the high, and then you come all the way back down to the lows. And then you come all the way back down to the lows. And then you hold here, you shoot back up, and then you flag out. So let's see if we can shoot back up here and flag out and then eventually break out like we did before. So anyways, yeah, I mean, we're pretty much down today. You know, it's kind of started off flat, but we could see it down. But look what's kind of shining through a little bit. Freaking my boy Monero. Look at this. It seems like Monero likes to, you know, have a little bit of a party while everybody is kind of down in the dumps here. You know, just like acting like nothing was wrong. And this is what makes me really excited because, you know, if an asset can show perseverance during a dumping moment, right? Because if you look at I am very attracted to charts that don't look similar, right? If you look at Filecoin, if you look at Algorand, if you look at ADA, if you look at all of them, they're all pretty much the same. SHIB, they're all the same. They all have that same looking structure, right? Which they kind of move together. But when you look at Monero, it looks completely 180-degree difference, or is it 360-degree difference, right? It's completely different than your average chart. And that's why I was very attracted to XRP, because it looked completely different than any other chart. Not, you know, so not to say that this thing's going to get ready to rip up, because it actually doesn't. It looks kind of bearish, honestly, because, you know, it kind of looks like a rising wedge or low, something like that. So it looks like maybe we get 3 there. This could be a diag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get an ABC pullback, you know, and kind of reset, and then you get that 3-wave beautiful shape. You get a base down in here. This would be the area to go long, right? If, you know, if it kind of comes up and comes up and comes up, then I'm going to be a little bit worried, because then I'm going to think there's going to be something like that. So we'll see, but I'm just pointing out, like, you know, Monero's doing okay. You know, it's not getting pounded into the dirt like some of these other ones. Like, look at Trump. I mean, Trump is just about ready to fall off a cliff, potentially. Like, I traded it a little bit, but I don't like trading new assets because I don't know how they move. I don't know anything about it, you know, so I don't have confidence in it right now. I need to see something else, right? But what I do like about it is we have this sort of three-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe a three-wave pullback, hit the high. So you could be 3, 3, and then 3, and then go. Or this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A. This could be a B, and now we're about to get a C, or the B is going to come up here. Then we get the C and then go. Again, we're not even there yet, so we'll check back another time. All right, where's Theta at? Here we go, Theta. So, Theta, I'm kind of looking at it from, again, this kind of fractal perspective. Boom, 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 boom. Or this move here could actually be this move here. So you can see that there, right? So just kind of, you know, different pieces of, you know, think of the charts like Lego pieces. And some of the Lego pieces are stuck together. And some of them are stuck together in the same way. And you know what I mean? So you have all these Lego pieces and you're trying to put them together. Other than that, it's just kind of, I'm not so sure. What I do like, though, is this right here. This is what I like. We have 3 here, and we have 3 here. So that, my friends, is good. That's what I like to see. And that gives me the impression like this. 3 up, 3 down, and then you get 5 up. So 3 up, 3 down, 5 up. So using that same logic, right? 3 up, 3 down, come back down to the lows, flush the lows, and then shoot back up for 5. That's the bullish way to look at it, and that's what I'm thinking. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Now, does that mean the low is in? No, we could come down and hit the low again. It could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we get some divergence in here. Let's look at the divergence. We currently, you know, we have some rooms. If this wanted to flush the low real quick, we have room to still have some bullish divergence. So the important thing is creating structure at the lows, right? So you know how it goes up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down. We don't want that. We kind of want it to be tight. The tighter it is, the better, right? So if we can stay, you know, tight in here and just be very, you know, creating a strong base, a structure down here, very tight, then it creates structure for support to build upon, to break upon, right? So anyways, Theta Fuel. Theta Fuel looks pretty good. And it's the same thing too with Theta Fuel. You know, you kind of have this 3-wave move up, and then you got a 3-wave move down. I wouldn't really count all of that. I would more look at it like 3 and then 3. So, you know how this is, we're kind of creaking and creaking and creaking and creaking down here. And it's kind of getting confined. Maybe we break the low, we get a liquidity grab, and then we shoot out of there. And some of the examples of creaking is like over here. Like you can see how, you know, we had 3 up, we had 3 down, but we were kind of going down, 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 and it just felt like it was going to go forever, and then it quickly reversed. Or if we look at, let's see if there's another example here. Like, you know, back over here, where you had this kind of this impulse, got everybody bullish at the lows, and then we came all the way back down to the low, but it took a long time, and it came back up, and then it flushed the low one more time, got that liquidity grab. Market felt really bearish. We took this low out, right? And then boom, it started to accelerate. So if we could see something like that happen now, you know, same thing, it kind of comes all the way. So you have these, it shoots up and then you kind of creep down. You shoot up and then you kind of creep down. You shoot up and then it takes forever to get back down. And then what that does is it kind of like, it builds structure, number one, but then it also kind of throws people off guard, and it makes them very cautious, very like fearful, right? So, and that's what you want. You want the market in fear while whales are accumulating. So this to me could be accumulation, right? By the way, nothing I say here is financial advice. I could be totally dead wrong, right? So always know that. I could be completely wrong. And I'm not saying, you know, one way or another anyways. You know, I'm not saying definitively it has to be this or it has to be that. These are just speculative ideas based off price and wave structure. So, but yeah, if whales are accumulating in here while the market is fearful, that's kind of the environment you would want for this thing to break out eventually. So, if we go to XRP for a moment, I think there's a structure there. And let's go to the 12-hour chart. And then we're going to go way back in time over here. And now look at this wave structure over here, guys. And it actually kind of is giving me a little bit of the same vibes, if I have to be honest. I don't know if it's exactly the same look. So, you know, if I kind of put them side by side here, you can see XRP, right? And you can see, like, I just picked Vechain for an example. You know, you got your move down, right? You got your impulse, your move down. And essentially what you did here in XRP is you built a base, right? So you can kind of see, like, if this is 3 a flat, so 3 up, and then you had 3 down, and then you shot really, really high. So you could say the same thing here, right? You have 3 up. Maybe this is a flat, and you get 3 down. So this 3-wave move is actually a flat. It's a running flat. So instead of it being like this, it's more like this, where it comes up, it takes the high, and then it comes down. So it's a different shape, right? The market makers have to make it hard. They can't make it easy, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe this is 3 up, 3 down. We have a flat here, similar to what this move here was. And then we get down here to the lows. We build a little bit of a range. Or just have a V-shaped recovery, come up, pull back, and then slingshot out of there. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I think it looks pretty damn good. I mean, Vechain, now that I look at it, looks pretty nice, if I have to be honest. I mean, I like this pump here, and I just don't like that. I just don't know what that is. I don't like it. I wish that Trump coin never came out. I don't know. Like, it just made it very difficult to figure that out. So, and it's really important to have things dialed in, especially at this point in the market, because this is where we really have to know what's going on. But not necessarily right away, but things can move fast. So what I see here is I see kind of a 3-wave move. So if this is, You know, if we have to come back down and take the lows, I guess that's okay. What we don't want to do is take out this low, this low, this low. And if we did do that, it would have to be super fast. It would have to be a super fast liquidity grab. So, yeah, this one looks just so much cleaner. You know, everything looks cleaner in hindsight, but you know what I mean. So you got 3 there, 3 there. Big pump, big pullback, go. This one's definitely more challenging, but it still has that look to it where this could be a big pump, a big pullback, and then we have like a 1-2 here, and then we get going. So today is Wednesday. You know, we're in the middle of the week. We should, you know, this is where we want to start to see some price action, right? So Thursdays have been really good bullishly. So we'll see if Thursday is a bullish day. But Thursday and Friday, those are the 2 days out of the whole week that I think the market makes the most progress on. So we'll see if that tradition follows for this week. I mean, it's never a for sure thing. It's always random, but I've just noticed Thursdays and Fridays lately have been pretty good, and then Sundays and Mondays have been bearish. So yeah, that didn't break the low either. So we have a 1-2. This could also be a 1-2. So yeah, it is set up bullishly here. So if this is a 1 and this is a 2 and this is a 1-2, 1-2, this could get going pretty aggressively soon. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but the posture. Look, guys, look at this. What we have to know is sideways is good. That's what we want, right? You can see, I'm going to actually do it like this. I'm going to actually build a range right here. And then I'm going to build another one right there. And then I might use this for my thumbnail. There we go. Looks pretty good. Take a screenshot. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of one of those things we just have to wait. I mean, we could be right here, somewhere in there, right? So I really want to see a executive order for a crypto strategic reserve. I want to see the SEC chairman, I forgot, Atkins, I think his name is. I want to see him start doing things, you know, his first day, his second day, his third day. I want to see some action, you know. This is going to drive positiveness into the market. But I think people see the market is smart enough to know that it already is pricing things like that in, like it's expecting it to happen. You know, when the market expects something to happen, then it kind of prices itself in ahead of time versus like a big surprise. Now, what could be very bearish is if the market expects, you know, the SEC chairman to do something specific and then they don't do it, right? Kind of like how everyone expected Trump on his first day to have an executive order on Bitcoin. I think he's got more important executive orders to worry about than freaking Bitcoin, right? So I think that'll eventually get to it. But look at this. This is Brad Garlinghouse hanging out with the Vice President of the United States. I mean, come on, guys. This is the adults of crypto right here. I mean, you can't get any more better than that. I mean, look at the guys, look at the people he's hanging out with. I mean, remember that other photo I shared when he's hanging out with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority. I mean, all these banker guys, like these high-level people, Christine Lagarde, like, I'm not saying these people are good, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they're hanging out with some high-level people, and it makes you wonder what they're talking about and what kind of deals are going on behind the scenes. But what I really love is when he hangs out with Trump and JD Vance, because these are the guys that are in the driver's seat for the American First crypto agenda, which, by the way, we'll see in full force very soon, I believe. So, again, if we don't do it, China's going to do it. Other countries are going to do it. And Trump knows we can't allow that to happen because he knows that crypto is just like the internet, right? Where we exchange information through basically the internet. So him and his son, right? His sons are very, very smart. Like Eric Trump. I mean, people think Trump is smart. Eric Trump is very smart. He's got a very high IQ. His brother does too. But he knows a lot about cryptography, crypto, DeFi. I mean, they started World Liberty Financial. So they know all that stuff. And they tell their dad, look, Dad, internet is exchanging information, but now we need to exchange value, right? So, and in order to do that, you're going to need different protocols and things like that. So I really liked what Christine, what's his name, Giancarlo, or however you say his name. So I think he was talking with Dana.
Much money it would be worth if during the Internet of Information, when it first started, if you could actually invest in the email protocol or in the HTTP protocol. What value would something like that have today? It would be insane.
Right, exactly. What he's saying is like the Internet of Things, right? Where now we have basically, instead of information, it's value, right? Smart contracts, whatever. And now we're so lucky that we get to invest into that, as opposed to like being back in the early 90s or late 80s and you're investing into the email protocol, right? So there's different protocols for different things. And listen to this.
That's what the opportunity is.
Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP. There are different protocols for recording value on the internet, and they all have different properties and they work in different ways.
Is it all worth the same?
Okay, now we're talking about the value proposition.
Well, maybe
let's leave that aside for a couple more minutes. We are going to get to that, right?
Yeah.
But you're hitting the nail on the head because they all do different things. They all have different value propositions. Just as HTML does something very different than HTTP and .com and .org, they all have different significance on what's called the first wave of the Internet of Information. The first wave of the Internet was all about recording information, whether it's a website, whether it's an email, whether it's a text message, using this wonderful network called the Internet. It's a network of networks, okay? Now we're moving to the next phase of the Internet. An Internet where we're going beyond recording information, we're now recording value.
How?
In order to record value, we need different protocols. And we need different systems of organization. The first wave of the Internet of Information, was organized by volunteers. Yes. It was universities and others that wrote those initial protocols. It was a magical moment, or a decade in time, or decades in time. It was incredible. This time around, to organize people to record value, we've got to find a way to reward them. So there's a lot changed in Washington just in the last few weeks. Trump has come in on a very pro-crypto agenda. Mm-hmm. The big thing that's changed is 6 months to 9 months ago, a bank president would have been safe to tell you, we're not getting involved in crypto, it's too dangerous. That's completely reversed. Today, any traditional financial institution that doesn't have a crypto strategy is in threat of actually reputation risk because they're not looking forward. Elections have consequences. The dramatic consequence here is that traditional finance now is suddenly realizing. So in the last few weeks, I've met with the CEOs of some of New York's most prominent financial institutions. Every one of them says, I need a crypto strategy. Mm-hmm. There's reputation risk to their positions as CEO if their firms are not now forward-looking.
It's important to note.
Wow.
When we had the internet boom, the government got out of the way. This time, the government thugs have spent the last 4 years trying to stop this because the banks were probably putting money in their pockets to get them to stop it. The government thugs are gone, and elections do have consequences. And you're talking about a market being a coiled up spring. No digital asset, none more than XRP has been attempted to stop. Not one on the planet. It was targeted more than any digital asset on the planet. That's why XRP has more of a coiled spring than any digital asset on the planet, and maybe any financial asset on the planet. There's no better place I'd rather be financially than owning XRP right now. Now, Check this out. Donald Trump.
So there you go. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin now. Again, we're very early, I think, to all this, because you can say, well, it's been around a long time. Well, like he was saying, these government thugs, these government gangsters, right? These treasonous, corrupt idiots who work for a higher entity, they were trying to block and create roadblocks for crypto, right? They didn't get out of the way. They stood in the way so that it allowed the central banks to catch up with their CBDC agenda. But I think that's going to fail anyway. So, yeah, Bitcoin looks pretty good. You know, not too bad, not too bad. I like the way it's kind of cocking back here. It's kind of cocking back a little bit here. Let's see if we can come up and hit the high. Let's see if we can come up and hit the highs. If we do that, it would look maybe 3-wave-ish, A, B, and then we get C later and then go. Or this could be A, B, and we're starting to get C now and then go later. So, but yeah, it looks okay. I'm still looking at it in comparison to something like Matic. So if we look at Matic real quick, or there we go. Something like that. I mean, it's not perfect, but you can kind of see the little wave structure in there. Same kind of wave structure in here, right? We want to shoot up. Maybe we're shooting up. We're going to flag out a little bit and then continue higher. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Nothing is ever a guarantee. I mean, it could be finished now. We could be in distribution for all we know, right? So let's look at a few ideas. So the first idea obviously would be that idea where we break out. The second idea would be this coming into a retracement, and then we have to go down into reaccumulation, go sideways, then break out. So it's the same thing, just longer. The other idea would be, you know, you got 3 there, and then you have 3 there, and then you get 3 down and then go up. So a very complex fourth wave correction, which means probably big time downtime if that would be the count, right? But I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. It looks impulsive. It looks like a 5-wave move. It doesn't look to be getting rejected too harshly up here. So as long as we stay above these support levels, you know, I'd say we're doing pretty good. We want to stay above 96, 97K. Well, yeah, around there. I mean, preferably stay above 100K. That would be also nice. We did technically make another high, which I don't like. I wish the price didn't come up and make a high. The reason why is because if you flip it upside down, doesn't that look like a liquidity grab here? Where we came right here, you had that liquidity grab. So it does look a little bearish now. It looks like it wants to come down, which in reality is going up. I mean, yeah, going down. So, yeah, I don't like how we took this liquidity out. So if we would have failed that, if we would have came up here and then flagged out down in here, it would have been much better. Because once you break this, you have to have conviction. But if you break it and then get rejected, like we did, then it just doesn't look all that appealing. It looks, again, like this could be some kind of, you know, you got your divergence here, you got your divergence here, slightly lower low, right? You have that liquidity grab, and then you come up and then maybe do something like that, which would be pretty much game over for the whole market. So that's why we're at a very critical point. That's why it's so important that we have the markets rebound, you know. So again, what is this? You got 3. This looks like 5. Kind of hard to read here, you know. So that could be a flat. And that could be another 3. So 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. And then there's your 3, and then we go up. So yeah, we're going to need some time to digest this market here. Small time frames, really small. I mean, looks okay. It looks like we got a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders here. You know, we were kind of bottlenecking. We hit the low here. Let's see if we can get back and make a retrace. If not, then maybe come down and revisit this trend line down here. So we'll see. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.